Hey folks, Mr. Dell here. We are looking at finding the surface area and volume of a prism. So we're going to talk through what does that mean, what does that look like. I'm taking this problem from CPM's course 2, and this is actually the closure. So it's the chapter 9 closure, specifically 9-95. So it says find the surface area and volume of a prism, and then it gives me some description of the prism. So first of all, let's define each of these things. Surface area. Surface area, remember, if I have, this is my shape here. Surface area is the area of each face, right? So if I have this as my figure, I've got one, two, three, four, five, six faces, right? So my area, my surface area, that would be an area of two squares, an area of four squares. So we would add all the areas up. That is surface area. Every area of each face. Volume is the actual like solid, the stuff inside. So if I look at this, this is made up of 4 cubes, right? 4 centimeter cubes. So this would be a 4 centimeter cube at the volume. It's all the the solid. So I'm going to show you how to find those given this information. So let's draw what we have first. I have a square base with sides 8 inches and height of 12. So this is a prism. Let's see if I can draw it okay here. And the base is the top as well, is a square. Okay. Let's see. And here we go. And the height is 12. So that means that 8 by 8, that's the square, and that's the same thing in the bottom, right? So perspective wise, you would see the little dots, that's the three-dimensional shape there. So you have 8 by 8 on the square on the base, but then the height is 12. So the height is 12. So a prism is always made up of the same face, identical faces, one on each side, with then rectangles that connect the vertices. So you could have a trapezoid, you could have a hexagon, your base could be all kinds of different shapes, but then they're connected. And a right prism makes sure that they're connected with a right angle. Okay. So how do we find surface area? Once again, surface area is adding all of the sides. So if I think about what kind of rectangles I know I have an 8 by 8, right? I have how many of those? I have 2 of those, 2 8 by 8s. And I also have an 8 by 12, 8 by 12. And how many of those? So that's an 8 by 12, 8 by 12. So in fact, all 4 of them around are 8 by 12s, right? So there's 2 of those and 4 of those. So surface area would be the area, 2 of those, the area of the square, which is 64, okay? And then 4 plus 4 of the rectangles that go around it, because each of those are 8 by 12. So that's 4 times the area of an 8 by 12 is 96. So that's going to be my surface area. So if I do the math on that, do that real quick. 2 times 4 plus 4 times 96. You should get, let's see, oops. So that's 384. And 2 times 64 is 128. So if I add those together, I get 512. So that's 512, and we're dealing with inches. So, and surface area is inches, square inches. So it's inches squared. Okay. So that's my surface area. All right. Now I got to find volume. Volume, now remember, volume is the stuff inside. So to find volume, volume is always your base area. So your base area, and you multiply that by your height, the thickness. So volume is your base area times your height. So my base is always one of those 2 shapes that are connected with those rectangles. So the base area is the square. How you think about it is it's is if I were to lay down one layer of the base and then just keep stacking it up, the height, it would create my shape, right? That's the thickness. It's like I'm putting a layer of plastic, like a 3D printer layer of plastic on the base, and then it creates that same layer over and over and over again for 12 inches. Now we have this solid shape, this prism. So the base area is going to be 64, right? We did that one. And I'm multiplying that times the height, which is 12. So for my volume, I just got to do 64 times 12. I get 768. Almost out of room here. So that was surface area. Let me make some space here so we know that surface area volume is 768. And in this case, it's inches cubed, right? It's inches cubed. It's cubic inches. So I put an inches with a little cube, 3 to the third power. That would be my volume. So surface area, volume. All right, there we go.